Alright guys, welcome back to Elden Ring. Now you'll notice that I have 2.3 million runes. That's because I went ahead and farmed in the Shadow Keep to get my Blood Falchions to plus 24. That's going to help me with the upcoming boss. Now, Vigor is going to be important, so I went ahead and leveled that. And you'll want to put the Dexterity tier along with your Blood Sucking tier right now. We're just getting some things ready for the next NPC fight. Put some cookery on. You'll see why in a second. You cannot use Torrent, unfortunately. You'll see if you try to mount up, you'll just get kicked right off. You know that old saying, you never know what you got till it's gone? Well, you're going to feel that right now because running through the Abyssal Woods without Torrent is a slog. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it, so just start running towards the first grace. Now, we're going to be fighting an NPC soon, and if we want to one-shot this guy, we've got to be a little creative. So the Crusade Insignia will help us get just a wee bit more damage that we need to take him out with one hit, with one backstab. But this is not the easiest NPC to one-shot because he's walking back and forth, and you got to get close to him. You just have to time everything perfectly. So what you want to do is come over here. First, you want to get close to where some wildlife is, because you're going to need to kill at least one wildlife before attacking the NPC. So you see he's on his little path here. You don't want to get too close either. So I'm trying to locate some wildlife right now. This is where the kukri comes in. You want to quickly throw the kukri to get the buff from distance, and then you'll need to run up on the NPC and backstab him. But all at the same time will need to buff at a specific time. I'm just looking at which one I want to take out first. This is going to vary for you. We're just waiting for him to come back. Now we're starting to buff. You want to do Golden Vow and Howl of Shabiri. But we need to go ahead and proc Madness. So we got to do it again. Quickly throw the kukri and start running. Also, we're going to drink our flask to get even more damage. And that's it. 10,000 damage right there. One-shotted. You love to see it. The Matting Hand. This is going to help with some madness builds. You'll need the Beast Torch from here on out, because the forest, unfortunately, is filled with mini rats. We're going to go ahead and cast Blessing of the Erd Tree because our health is going to be diminishing as we're running through the woods here. You'll just need to stay on this path until you get to a church. Once we get to the church, we'll retool for our next encounter with an Aging Untouchable. These enemies do not respawn, but you cannot damage them until you parry them. So you'll need some kind of a parrying tool, and you'll need to get used to the timing. It can be a little tricky, but it's pretty easy once you watch his wand. If it gets like to his head, then you can just go ahead and activate the parry. Usually you'll get it. But here is your map fragment for the Abyssal Woods. And over here is some fragments. 2 of them. This will allow us to get to Blessing 12 now. And you'll get a perfume. Frenzied Flame perfume. We're going to start collecting the perfume bottles. Now you'll want to make sure that you're... Go ahead and let's level up here. 12. We're going to go ahead and put on a parrying tool. We're going to use the Gilded Iron Shield. We got this in the Weeping Peninsula a long time ago. I'm going to put our guard back on. This is all we need for now. You're just going to follow the path for quite a while here. And then once you see like an opening, you'll turn to the left. Thankfully, there is a America statue nearby, so if you fail the parry, no worries. You'll respawn right there and you can try again. You don't have to kill all of the aging untouchables, but we're going to kill all the ones that are in our way, just because they're fun to kill. And you'll get their headgear. Also going to be collecting some cookbooks along the way. We're going to get 3 cookbooks, all Frenzy based. Now once you start seeing that opening ahead of you, that's when you know your next left turn will be the right one you need to take. So go ahead and turn left. Your next opportunity. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see some marks on the ground there. Messages. The best way to kill this guy is to just get behind him. Go ahead and attack him to get him to turn around. Being stealthy is the best way. And you just have to time it just as he's raising his wand. Do a parry. And you'll one-shot him. Age 1's Exultation. Very nice talisman, and it's going to increase our damage during boss fights. We're moving towards a madness build for killing bosses. Here's our next one. Same drill as before. And we get his headgear. You don't have to kill these enemies to get their headgear there. There's some in the mansion that we're going to. There is a grace up ahead. Make sure you hit it. We're not going to sit at this one. We're just going to hit it and move on. Just stick to the right. There are more aged untouchables ahead. There's our first victim. You don't have to fight these enemies. You can just run past them if you want to. I just find it very fun to kill them. Now be careful if you're going through these reeds, because there's like an alarm on some of them that will alert the untouchable to your presence. Those little things that are sticking up, you'll see them. Now this next one, these next 2 are very tricky, because once you attack one and start parrying him, there's going to be another one that's alerted to your presence. And he's going to go ahead and morph over to you. So you'll need to be ready to parry twice in a row. But thankfully, these are the last 2 you'll need to fight or get past. So you'll see there's 2 of them here. Even if the other one has his back turned, once you start parrying the first one, he's going to be alerted. We're going to parry this guy. He's going to be morphing up to us. Just get ready to parry again. And that's it. All the aging untouchables are down for the count. Make sure you get your beast torch out, because there are more rats along the way. We're going to get our first cookbook up here. Head towards these waterfalls. Now, even though we've killed all of the aging untouchables, there are some Inquisitor enemies that are going to be littered along the path on your way to the Midra's Manse. That's our next destination. But these enemies are very easy to kill. We just backstab them. They look like the enemy, the boss enemy that we killed at the end of the last episode. Obviously not nearly as powerful, but they'll still fire those rings at you. Here's our first cookbook. We're just going to go this way. It's quite easy to get lost in this Bizzle forest or whatever, but just follow the path here. Usually I use maps, but like targets and stuff, but I just didn't do it here. You want to drop down here. You'll see some Inquisitors. You can just avoid them. You can start backstabbing some of these. Since we still have the Crepice Vial on, we can just run up behind them, no problem. Our next cookbook is nearby. We just got to go up here, jump on this rock up here. We backstab this guy. We're just looking for a giant tree. You'll see it. You're going to go to the right side of it, and the cookbook will be right there. We have multiple Inquisitors on the path here. But like I said, they're so easy to kill, even if they get the wind of you. One got me a little bit with his fire. Backstab him. We're pretty much clear all the way to Midra's Manse now. There's our tree right there in front of us. It'll be your second of your third Mad Craftsman's cookbooks. Third one is in the Manse itself. Not going to be for a minute. The Manse is literally right in front of us, so we're just going to drop down. The first grace inside the Manse is actually a pretty good farming spot for farming a few items. Of course, you have those horned warriors you can go ahead and farm the somber smithing stones from if you don't want to do it in Bellurat, but there's also these enemies that drop an upgrade to the silver and gold pickle foulfoots. So it's going to increase item discovery and rune gain. You want to keep killing the minions. The shadow enemies that are about will drop them. There's quite a few in the early area right here. Really close to the Grace. Very convenient. We need to retool for the Manse. We want magic. So we're going to go magic all the way here. We're going to use the Glintstone Chris. Nox Flowing Sword. We don't need the shield anymore. We'll use the staff for unseen form. We'll keep the crusade icon on. Magic Scorpion Charm and Godfrey's icon. This is all you really need. The Horned Warrior will spawn right there. We're going to come over here, though, and get our buff. Drink our flask. And the 3 minutes is all you're going to need. Go through the entirety of the Manse. Kill the big enemies. These are the enemies that drop the upgrades to your gold and silver pickled foulfoots. And there it is, the silver horn tender. That's the replacement for your silver pickled foulfoot. Here's your other horned warrior. 2 shots will down him. Get your Nox Flowing Sword out because there's a very annoying enemy right behind this bookshelf. He will always ambush you. We'll need to pull this lever here to remove the bookshelf from its spot. Now there's some shadow enemies. They're just lurking about here, hiding in the shadows. Just kill them all. There's one right there, one right here. Few right here. Can't really see them that well. They blend into the background quite nicely here. Sure, use Nox Flowing Sword right here to kill this enemy behind the wall. Now right here is pretty, this guy's pretty annoying. He uses this consumable or something like, I think it's called the Surging Frenzied Flame. And it's just gonna be very annoying. It's gonna keep hitting you. Just wait for it to subside. You can get said item by wrapping around this area right here. He drops one right there. A few more there for you. Now up here we'll get our 3rd cookbook. This will complete our set here. Make sure you have the beast torch out though, because there are many rats in this room and they don't take kindly to visitors coming into their domain. So make sure you equip it. There's a big mama rat as well. You definitely don't want to come in here without the torch. We have the Mad Craftsman Cookbook 3. There's a grace up ahead. Make sure we hit that. We use Nox Flowing Sword here. Well, if he was close enough. I don't know how that flame didn't hit us. You can just drop off here, and there's a door behind us. You'll just need to hit this painting to reveal the illusionary wall. Up this ladder is a lever we'll need to pull. This will give us access to Nanaya's torch and an easy way to ambush a rather annoying enemy. Just make a leap across here. Here is your replacement for the gold pickle foulfoot, the gold horn tender. Now there's a big boy down there. We want to take him out. But first, let's get Nanaya's torch. Nanaya's torch. We're just going to buff here, make it a lot easier. It'll make it a lot easier by killing an enemy nearby to get a little buff. He's conveniently right there. Now we just need to go all out on this guy. Should only take a few shots with all these buffs. Yeah, 2 shots. Not bad at all. You'll get a revered spirit ash from killing him. We're nearly at the boss. Got a few of these little inquisitor guys along the way. We're just going to run to the grace here. It's right here. Well, he just wanted to follow me all the way over here. His friend has to join in as well. They just don't want me to get to the boss, do they? All right, the boss. Midra. Quite an annoying boss, but we're going to speed kill it. Best way to do that is to use the blood-sucking crack tier and the thorny crack tier. For our loadout, we're going to go something similar to what we used for Mog, but we're going to do a little bit of different things here. We're still going to use our double blood falchions with the seppuku on it, and we have upgraded this to 24. We want the blood exultation, the winged sword insignia, the twin blade talisman, and we're going to use that medallion that we found in the dark light catacombs for extra stamina. Now for the setup here, we have to cast Blessing of the Erd Tree, since we don't want to die from the blood-sucking crack tier straight away. Then we're going to go Golden Vow. We're not doing Howl of Shiburi. We're going to do Seppuku twice. We're not going to drink our flask yet. We're going to run in and do the first phase here. Very easy to kill him at the first part here, and then we're just going to drink our flasks. Now it's important to get behind this boss as fast as possible, so just run it up to him and get behind him. You want to do a 4-hit combo using both blades. Then he'll rise up into the air, run away from him. Get as much distance as you can, and then turn around once you hear the explosion, and then do a dashing attack. This will cancel out any projectile he was going to do, and will instead get him to start doing his melee attacks. This is what you want. You want him to do the melee attacks as opposed to his other attacks. He does like a 5-hit combo you'll just have to get used to, and we just do another 4-hit combo and that's it. I know it sounds easy, and it pretty much is with this setup. For killing him, we will get his remembrance, and this is going to be a very nice remembrance for us. We're going to go ahead and go to the round table hold and collect it, because we're going to be using it quite a bit. This is going to help us set up buffs a lot faster than Howl of Shiburi. We're still going to use Howl of Shiburi because we want that 30%, but this will help us proc Madness faster. It is the fastest way to proc Madness, no doubt. And we want to start using Madness in our boss fighting strategies, so yes, this is going to help a lot. Let's just go to Edna and get it. Now, unfortunately, this incantation is quite expensive to use. And when I say it's expensive to use, it takes 2 slots, and the FP is expensive. So we need to start leveling up Mind. more than we have. In fact, we haven't even leveled it once as far as I know. But now we're going to go ahead and start leveling it. So we're going to sell all our runes so we can get some more levels. But we also need 41 faith in order to use it too. So that's why we went ahead and did that. Gave me about 330 something thousand runes, so we can get a few levels with that. We're going to go up mined twice there. I'm going to switch to decks again. We're going to go ahead and return to the first grace in the DLC. And we're going to get a nice weapon from an NPC. We have to remove 2 spells here, so we're going to move a few here that we don't really need right now, because we want this in our inventory all the time. But we're going back to this grace here, and we need to redo our setup completely. But first, this is where we want to go, right here. There's an NPC right here that has a nice weapon for us. It's a claw weapon. But first, we need to redo our setup. We're going to put the seal first. This is so we can trigger the matting hand. We'll need the dumpling head. Age 1's Exultation. The blue dancer charm, since we are naked. Dagger talisman. And we're just going to increase our dex just a little bit. Now, let's redo everything. We want a specific order. So Blessing of the Erd Tree is first. Then Golden Vow. Then Howl of Shiburi. Then Midra's Flame. We want that in that specific order. Those 4 beginning incantations are very important. We still want our sorceries here as well that we mainly use. And darkness is always going to be in our inventory, and we always want to be able to heal from status effects. Flame Cleanse Me shouldn't go anywhere. Now, once we make it nightfall, we're going to head to our marker. We don't need to use Golden Vow for this. We're just going to proc Madness on ourselves and one-shot this guy. With all the buffs that we have, with the matting hand, with the dumpling head, and the Age 1's Exultation, it's going to trigger an immense power boost for us. As long as we do it in the allotted time. First thing we want to do is find him. He doesn't really seem to have a set pattern, but I have noticed that when triggering Midra's Flame, he'll start walking backwards. So we got Midra's Flame here. We're going to get Madness on ourselves. See how quick that just gets us to Madness status. Of course, when you're naked and don't have any armor, you will trigger it faster as well. That's another reason why a lot of times we want to be naked when we're using Madness. You can see just walking backwards for some reason. And that's it. Easy peasy. Thanks for the Beastclaw. Now, for the next boss fight, it's imperative that we get our lightning falchion that has Thunderbolt on it to as high as we can. We don't have enough Smithing Stone 8s to get it to the max, but we're just going to get it as high as we can. If you want to go ahead and farm to get it to plus 24, I wouldn't blame you, but I didn't do it here. So you can probably kill this boss faster than I did. $21 is all I could manage. Once that's done, then we're ready to go to Castle Ensis. So the castle front side of Grace. And we're going to take care of this troll with ease with our new build. We'll need the Nox Flowing Sword here. We don't need the Dagger Talisman, so we're going to switch it out for more strength and dex. So this troll is going to be the first demonstration of our new boss killing setup. We're pretty much going to be doing it the same way. Blessing of the Erd Tree will always be first. Golden Vow. We'll usually have to drink. And then we'll do Howl of Shiburi. And whatever's left, we'll just use Midra's Flame to get there. Once the madness is procced, we'll drink our flasks. We're going to run in and we're just going to Nox Flowing Sword this guy. It should only take 3 hits to down him. And as tanky as he is, he's still going to go down with 3 hits. Well, 4. He was going to be staggered, but we got him with the 4th hit. But since our buffs are still active, we're not going to explore. There's some items around, but we're just going to keep going. But there is a nice weapon over here we are going to get. Not going to use it for our build, but if you want the Milady, right behind us here, there's a dog and his friend. Gonna Nox Flowing Sword him. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the dog on the first try. Just be wary that your health will always be ticking down here. This is one of the main reasons I'm going Vigor now. Before, I didn't think it was that important because I wasn't losing health because I wasn't taking hits in my boss fights that much. But now, it's going to be imperative. Because the blood-sucking cracked tier is going to be sucking us dry, so we need to get it as high as possible now. I'm going to kill this Black Knight up here. You don't need to do too much. Pretty much have the buff active already. Blood-sucking cracked tier is enough to take him out with 1 hit. We're just going to wait for him to pass. We will equip Mesricord for this, though. I don't know how he didn't see me there. I guess I was too close to him. I'm going to Nox these guys. There's a cookbook here. And we're at the checkpoint that we got to when we went and got that Scatter Tree fragment before. But this time we're going to continue on. We're going to sit at this grace to refill our health and stop the blood-sucking cracked tier. Now, we need to do some changes here. We need the Glintstone Chris for sure. And we need the Beast Torch and our staff. 4 talismans. We're going to get the Crepus Vial, the Dagger Talisman, and that's it for now. Gonna run up to this guy and backstab him. Make sure you have the Beast Torch out, because once you drop down this hole, there are a number of dogs down here that would love to take a bite out of you. When you get on top of this waterfall, this is the only way to unlock the gate to move forward. You want to keep the Nox Flowing Sword out to kill this enemy up here. Behind the wall. Now we're gonna need a little bit of Golden Vow here. We need just a little bit more damage to take these guys out with one shot. We want to do this efficiently, so one shot is always better. Just cast Golden Vow here. Go unseen form. We're going to run up on these guys, and before they know it, they'll be dead. One will always use a crossbow, and it takes time to aim, so by that time, except for this one, we just have to loop around. But no problem. There's a dog behind this wall. You'll definitely want to kill him. This next area is tricky because there are invisible sorcerers about. But the best way to do it is go unseen form. Stick to this path right here. You'll be able to backstab this guy first. And during the animation, you'll be invincible. So use that time to kill that enemy above the cliff there. And you just need to kill one more guy. Alright, now we're going to kill an NPC. We're not going to one-shot him, but we'll damn near kill him first shot. He's going to be two-shotted. But we're going to do our buffs here. We're not going to drink our flask. Had we drank the flask, we would have definitely killed him in one shot. But I didn't want to use the flask because I have a long way to go. And I didn't want to be dying along the way. But we're just going to do madness. Make sure you have the misericord though. We're going to backstab him once. This will take him down to nearly nothing. We'll just do Royal Knight's Resolve again. And that's it. Easy peasy. Now right here is one of the best talismans in the game. Rellana's cameo. Oh boy. If you thought Unsheath was good before, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just going to backstab this guy. There's a guy coming down the stairs. I just wait for him and then I'll use the Nox Flowing Sword. Now, the other friend in the room will be alerted, so just get ready to swipe him. Now we're going to need the Glintstone Chris. I'm going to switch the Mesericord out for it. We want to snipe this guy up here. Sometimes they'll get a shot off. We're nearly there. We'll backstab this one. We'll need to cast Unseen Form here. You didn't need to switch to the Mesericord. I just did that. I actually don't even know why I did that. We'll use Nox Flowing Sword here to take all these enemies out. Sometimes you get all the enemies. I missed the dog there, but we got him on the second attempt. Oh, yeah, the Mesericord. Yeah, I use it to stab the Black Knight, but I didn't kill him this time. But what you can do is run past him and then just backstab him, but I didn't do it this time. The Black Knight that's guarding the entrance to the boss. There's one more enemy up this stairs. Here's the Black Knight. If you go unseen form and you have the Crepus Vial equipped and you stay to the left, you won't alert him usually. Sometimes you will. He might move a bit, but if you turn around, you'll see he's standing there still. So if you wanted to, you could just go ahead and backstab him. And that's usually what I do, but I didn't do it this time. Now for the boss. This is an easy way to kill this boss, but it's kind of RNG heavy. You have to be very fast. And when I say fast, you got to be aggressive. So tanking is going to be the order of the day here. So unfortunately, we're not going to do a hitless run here. We're going to take damage, but it's for the best. But let's go ahead and do our loadout here. First thing you'll want to do is put your lightning tier on. This boss is weak to lightning. You want to exploit it as much as possible. So, real quick, I forgot to switch my summon out. You'll want the Skeletal Bandit summon unupgraded. So, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a skeleton of some description that is a summon, make sure you have it. You'll need the Dried Bouquet, the Crusader Insignia, and the Age 1 Exultation. And we're going to throw on the Lightning Scorpion Charm as well. We're going to do our setup here. Blessing of the Erd Tree, Golden Vow, Howl of Shaburi. Here I'm going to switch to the Skeletal Bandit Ashes. I tried it with the Militia Ashes, and it just didn't seem to work as well. The key here is you want your summon to die. As soon as your summon dies, you'll get a lot more damage because of the Dried Bouquet and the Crusader icon stacking with each other. So we're just spamming the lightning, the Thunderbolt, I mean. And this is going to depend heavily on RNG here. Sometimes you don't get that many shots available. But while she's buffing for her second phase, you can get so much damage stacked, and she's dead. But the key is getting your summon to die. Once your summon dies, you're good to go. But the skeletal summons can come back, so you can get the buff again. Now, the DLC has some areas that are like forges, and they have ancient dragon smithing stones once you complete them. So they're going to be very worth our effort. First, we're going to go ahead and level mind again. And we're going to go head to the Moth Ruins, Site of Grace. Morth Ruins. Now, we're going to fight an NPC. This NPC is not hard to kill. We're going to use Nox Flowing Sword. I'm going to switch our seal this time to the other hand. We're not using Madness, so that's why we're doing it. Anytime we're using Madness, we need it in the other hand. We're beefing up our Nox Flowing Sword. So Strength, Dex, you know the drill here. I'm going to sit at the Grace so that we can get our health back and we can adjust our flask. We also need the May the Best Win emote so that we can get in the fight in the first place. Without that gesture, you cannot get it. So we're going to get in this fight. We're going to use some Exalted Flesh as well because buffing is not a thing, so we're going to do quick buffs. So that means the Flask and Exalted Flesh. But that's going to be more than enough. So drink the flask and eat the flesh. He's going to be charging you straight away. But his attacks, well, we completely whiffed on that one. He's got some discs that he throws, but he's got this palm attack that is super powerful, so you don't want to get in the range of that. He's got some kicks and punches, but with Nox Flowing, see, this is the palm attack. Yeah, he's a cakewalk, guys. Nox Flowing Sword just annihilates pretty much everything, so GG. But for our efforts, we will get his... I'm not even sure what it is, but we'll have the martial arts in our inventory now. So we'll be able to do that palm attack that he did, which is super powerful. Dryleaf arts. And we'll get his hat. Now, we're going to make our way to this area right here. This is our first forge that we're going to go to. These areas are extremely easy and extremely short. So there is no worries about dying in this area. And even if you do from the golems, I mean, they're not... Well, look at that. We had a little glitch there with Torrent. But even if you do die, it's no big deal. I mean, these enemies are a cakewalk for reals. And the rewards we get are amazing. So, yeah, they're worth our effort. And there's a lot of smithing stones in these areas as well. You'd be a fool not to come in these areas, these forges. We're going to go to this one first. There's also some weapons in here in a new category. With it's like the smithing weapons that you can throw these weapons, which is pretty nice. Really cool weapons. Go ahead and refill our health by sitting at the grace. We don't have enough to level strength. I was going to level strength to make it easier on the golems here. But well, let's go ahead and redo. We will need the Nox Flowing Sword, the Glintstone Kris, and most importantly, the Iron Ball. Actually, you don't need the Nox Flowing Sword, really. But I use it to kill an annoying enemy hiding behind a wall. We're going to use the Godfrey Icon, the Axe Talisman, the Dagger Talisman. For some reason, I forgot to equip it. I thought I had equipped it, and I hit the wrong button. And we're going to go up on our strength a bit. And that's it. The forge has about 2 enemies. Not hard to deal with. And well, in this case, there's 3. There's the Misbegottens, which you've seen before. The new enemies are the golems and the little blobs of fire. And they're absolutely nothing to deal with. We're just going to snipe these Misbegottens. There's 3 of them in this room. You'll need to pull this lever to open the gate to the next area. But before you leave, do not forget your first smith script weapon. This one in particular is the spear. My favorite is the disc throwing weapon. We'll get that in this area as well. Here are the blobs. There's nothing much to say. They shoot these spears out and not much else. Now for our first golem encounter here. We're going to cast Golden Vow. We don't have to, but we're just going to do it anyway. And we're going to use Cragblade on our heavy ball. The main thing with these golems is you just want to stagger them. Doing a charged heavy will do that, and then you just get behind them after the second charged attack. Do a backstab, and they're done. So once they're staggered, just hit them one more time with a charged heavy, and then just go into a backstab, and you'll kill them, all of them. No problem. Here's the annoying slime I can never get to. This next golem is really easy to kill. He's just backed up against the wall, and there's not a damn thing he can do. He's just stuck there. Just keep using the charged heavy, and there's nothing. He'll die before he even realizes what's going on. He's on the left here. You're just gonna keep charge attacking him, and yeah, not much to say. going to go up this ladder. This one's already got the bead on you here. Same as before, we're just going to get behind the golem. Sometimes you have to run around him, but this one was kneeling, so a lot easier to take out. Some really good smithing stones in this area. Once you get to this platform, you'll need to drop down. Right here on this bridge. We're not going to fight this golem. He's sleeping or something, and he's not bothering us. We're just going to go in front of him, grab the smithing stone, and get out. We'll pull this lever. Now, this gate has a secret. We'll need to ride it up to the top later. But first, let's get our nice weapon that's hidden in this area. 2 golems are guarding it, though. Kind of annoying. We're going to buff for this one because this golem on the right is hard to get to. Usually the one on the left doesn't aggro, but you just don't want to go too far in the room and then aggro the other guy. We're going to use some exalted flesh here. You just want to get behind him as fast as you can. Sometimes he'll do a shoulder slam. Here's our weapon. We'll get it once we kill the golem. You can see it's pretty much a cakewalk with the heavy iron balls. The Smith script, well, I'm not sure how to say that, but it's like a chakram. If you ever saw the show Xena, Warrior Princess, sort of like that. But it has a very nice skill called Blind Spot, which will pretty much go around enemy shields no matter what. You want to pull the lever and get on the top of the gate. We'll ride you up. And this will pretty much complete the first area. We'll get our Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Very well worth going through that for this. Now we're going to go to another forge, and then we'll end the episode. Next one is nearby the castle fort. I'm going to go put a marker on it. Now you can't go to this grace and expect to get there closer because that's on a different plane. But it's very nearby. You just stick to the left to avoid those troll-like enemies and you'll be good to go. This is a much shorter forge than the last one. And we're going to use the same strategies that we used before. The only thing different about this forge is those flaming slimes can be quite annoying. They'll fall on your head, but we know where the locations are, so we're just going to snipe them before they can do anything. Pretty much the same enemies as before, except there's no misbegottens in this one. So there's actually less enemies in this one. We're going to buff up our Iron ball here. I usually try to run around the side where he's not holding his weapon and just get behind him. One charged attack put him into a dazed state. I think these are a little bit easier than the other ones. I think these are scaled a little bit different because it's in the first area. Just snipe that one on the ceiling there. There's another one in the next room. We just snipe him as well. Now, believe it or not, you actually have the range to shoot this one on the ceiling. So we're going to turn to the right and look up. And yes, we can hit that. It likes to fall on your head. Another golem over here. We'll take him out. Same as before. The strategy is pretty much the same. You just want to get behind him, do some charged heavies. He dropped a Somber 8 for us. Nice. Another blob around the corner. Now there's a blob on the ceiling right as you exit the area right here. Just turn around and snipe him. Because if you ignore him and go fight the troll, he'll snipe at you with your back turned. Now this one's a little close to the wall, so we're going to let him come out. And we'll get the Smith Script Dagger. We have 3 weapons now that we can throw. Now we need to go back to that room where we killed that golem. And sniped that blob from way up top. Go up this staircase. And we'll need to follow this path right here up here. There's a few more blobs here, but that you cannot lock onto. I've tried everything. I didn't try free aiming, but I thought, well, maybe I just got the wrong angle. I'll come up here. Nope, you still can't do it. So you just have to let this one fall. Annoying for some reason. Now all we have to do is pull a lever and make a careful jump to the structure that's going to fall down. Kill a few slimes up the top and we're done. To end the episode, we're going to go talk to an NPC and buy some items off of him. Make a good jump here. There'll be a couple of slimes that fall. We'll just snipe them. After you kill the second slime, just turn to your right. You'll jump over here, and that's it. You'll get another ancient dragon smithing stone. And a hammer. Now we're going to come over here to this Grace, and we're going to talk to this NPC and buy a few items off of him.
You the Tarnet lady led us under the Tarnet. My name is I too. Oh, are you not a thing? I'm feeling rough. Tree would kindly have fallen for the problem is I would sack.
He sells all poison items, but I like to buy the lilies off of him. We'll buy the perfume poison bottle. And toxic mushrooms are always nice to have. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Just give me the word.